Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and get this game started once again. Hasu doesn't really have the upgrades or the units to really fight back here, but DIMAGA really wants to make sure that he doesn't overcommit. Gonna lose a couple of those roaches there, but also lost a couple stalkers for Hasu. So Hasu continuing to play this game, trying to figure out what exactly he can do by trying to push out. DIMAGA does in fact have the larger army, and a much larger army at this stage. Roaches and Hydras continue to fight back against those Colossus. Void Rays up in the air to try to counteract some of those Overseers, some of those Broodlords. Nidus network now being popped into position as well, and Spine Crawlers being brought into play, quickly getting taken down once again. So both players just taking significant, just trying to deal as much damage as they possibly can. More Stalkers continuing to fight back, more Psystorm cast, and just continuing to fight back all the way around. We do in fact have Hasu setting up an expansion over here to the north side. So every single mineral patch except this one at the 12 o'clock position has been mined out. Oh, and this high yield mineral one sitting over here. Psystorm units continuing to try to bait out units, able to get a Psystorm on those units, trying to cast as much Psystorm, but those roaches, even while burrowed, don't take that significant of damage. Roaches once again pushing back over here. More Psystorm coming into position, but those Psystorms still really not that strong. And nothing to be feared as in the original Brood War or the original StarCraft. Still continuing to push on out, trying to figure out what exactly the strategy is going to be. We have a couple Void Rays, a couple Immortals, and well, only 2 mineral patches left over here. So really, Hasu really needs to take out this high yield mineral location. Otherwise, he's just gonna lose in terms of the game, just because of the amount of minerals being mined out. Hasu with that Warp Prism sitting out here. Hydralisks, however, are gonna be able to shoot it down fairly easily. Down it goes. Just a very nice nice heavy ball of units sitting over here, trying to push out even further. Broodlords once again coming back out. No weapons upgrade. What are the weapons upgrade at? Still sitting at 1-0 upgrades. So really, finally getting 2-0 upgrades on that forge. Really needs to get some additional forges up and running in order to deal more significant damage. Broodlords still pressing outside, and DIMAGA sitting on 7,000 minerals. Probes now getting killed by Hasu in order to try to get up a larger and larger army, and still fighting back. And let's see, Broodling quickly getting taken down, and those Hasu just trying to be able to produce more and more units. Psystorm coming in. Perhaps Psystorm with a force field would probably be a very good use of those abilities in order to make sure that those units stay within that Psystorm for a little while longer. Psystorm once again missing all of those units and coming and dissipating once again. Roaches continuing to try to press, Stalkers and those Colossus finally at 2-0 upgrades. Changeling getting taken down. And now we also have Ultralisk. So Ultralisk with that 3-1 upgrade, and the Ultralisk has 4 armor. Psystorm coming in, and those poor units getting just sliced around, and those Ultralisks moving back away once again. Those Ultralisks are able to burrow, but they do not regenerate quickly or more quickly while burrow, just able to hide in the ground for a little while. In come those Ultralisks. Ultralisks trying to push on through. More Psystorm cast. Ultralisk getting stuck there, and now once again being pulled back away, and we're gonna go ahead and burrow once again. So I think that was a changeling. I would hope that was a changeling. More Broodlings coming in, more Psystorm coming in, and now Phoenix even taking some of that Psystorm damage. More Psystorm, and still those units able to unburrow so quickly. More engagement. Another Ultralisk getting taken down. So wow, 80 or 20 damage off of those Kaiser blades, and it does have a little bit of splash damage. So both sides taking a significant amount of damage. Cannons trying to focus down some of those observers, trying to get, some of those probes in order to get some additional food out there in order to be able to warp in some additional units. Only everything produced off of a single robotics bay, 4 gateways, and 1 Stargate for this whole entire army. Hasu does in fact have a fairly large number of or has a high Templar sitting off over here, but for some reason does not see it, and does not casting Psystorm over here. And I thought I heard something for a moment, not 100% sure what I heard. Thought I heard a Nidus network pop up, but I'm not 100% sure that I heard it really. Ultralisk now once again moving on out. The the armor upgrades on that Ultralisk sitting at 5, so those Zealots are essentially dealing no damage. Only the Immortals and barely the Stalkers are going to really be dealing anything. The Stalkers dealing 9 damage to that single Ultralisk, and in comes this engagement once again, and really once again those units all pulling back away. The High Templars trying to stick within that tight ball, trying to make sure that those High Templars are able to cast Psystorm in peace, essentially. More observers, so taking a look at the Hasu's observer or worker count, down to 60 workers, still mining off of 2 mineral patches. However, this particular mineral patch over here will get taken down very quickly as well. Broodlords now on the move, going to go ahead and try to take down these photon cannons, try to push back even further. Finally getting that weapon upgrade on that from that forge, going to get up to 3-0 upgrades. Stalkers quickly coming into blink, trying to take down some more of those units. Changelings now coming in as well, and those Changelings may be able to pull into that back and just try to continue to offer a little bit more scouting. Ultralisk focusing and taking a lot of that damage and able to pull to the back, and wow, just continuing to fight. Those Changelings now are in the base, and what are they going to be doing? Are they going to drop a Nidus network in the back of that base? That may be the only thing that's really left. Back over here, once again, those Broodlings once again still engaging. Infestor now coming in, really wants to get, oh, nice feedback, double feedback onto that Infestor. So Infestor quickly getting taken down, and off of that, and now still more Zealots still walking around that map, waiting for a Nidus network to perhaps come into play and then just break into the backside. Yeah, so DIMAGA now coming in. Probe's going to quickly take down those Changelings, and that Nidus Worm still with that time, it's taking longer and longer time to really come through. Probes trying to break through it. Stalkers were able to blink and get there. Will they be able to get there in time? Yes, able to get there just in time, destroying that Nidus Worm right as it was popping up. Couple Broodlords still in the air. Overseer still able to drop in some Changelings. Back over here we have a mineral fields, and wow, just DIMAGA just outmassing, and now DIMAGA being gutsy and going to try to take down this mineral patch. However, we have the Mothership. So the Mothership now coming in, and that is going to be cloaked, obviously, as the Mothership acts as an arbiter, essentially giving that cloaked ability to those units. More probes getting taken down, and those units once again on the move. Are there any Overseer? There is one, in fact, one Overseer in this whole entire fight. That Overseer really needs to get into position in order to really offer some sight, but those High Templars are able to feed back those units so easily, and more Psystorm coming in, and those units continuing to push in really into this really heavy encounter. I do not think that those units able to see right now. I'm not 100% sure. No, there is that fungal growth, so fungal growth on that one Mothership. So that fungal growth is affecting it, unable to get any additional shields. The Mothership wants to regenerate as many shields as it can. Spore Crawlers now being built in as well in order to offer some additional sight. And now an additional Overseer over here. We'll see what those Stalkers are going to do. Are those Stalkers going to start focusing down some of those units? Continuing the fight. Wow, just a great battle between these two players. Still anyone's game at this stage in the game. But Mothership now quickly getting taken down as there was a fungal growth, and now this may be the beginning of the end. As Void Rays now able to continue to push. Both sides suffering heavy casualties, but really DIMAGA down to the 4650 army is really the one losing the majority here. Continuing to fight back, continuing to fight. Broodlings now continuing the chase, trying to take down more of these units. Roaches, however, taking a fair amount of damage as well as these units continue to push on through. Wow, for the first time I think so far I've seen this game, DIMAGA has a smaller army in this whole entire game. However, DIMAGA does have almost 10,000 minerals. So it's still able to macro up, still able to produce a lot more units. We'll see how this game is going to continue to work though in just a moment. The units now finally pushing on out. But the army of DIMAGA now bouncing back up to 4,500. Roaches now coming into for a little bit of an engagement as more Psystorm cast. Overseer now trying to offer some additional sight. That Immortal most likely going to get taken down as those units just continue to push. More Stalkers being warped in. 6650. And wow, here comes all of those larvae being spawned back up so quickly. Chain after chain after chain of Psystorm. And those Roaches were able to walk through it without any real issue. Hydralisk continuing the pushback, and now once again DIMAGA back up to that larger army now. More Psystorm cast, and those roaches continuing to push on through, trying to fight back. Once again, a large Hydralisk army moving on that creep, continuing to push through, and those Hydralisks walking through that Psystorm like it's really nothing. The majority of those Hydralisks surviving that whole entire long walk. Actually, however, those last 4 sets of Psystorms may in fact be able to take them down, and down they go. Stay tuned for part 4 and what I hope to be the conclusion of this replay between Hasu and DIMAGA here on Lost Temple.